Hey everyone, welcome to This Explainer. I'm absolutely thrilled to have you joining us today because we're going to unpack something truly foundational. When we think about luxury hospitality, our minds usually go straight to those grand marble lobbies, the high thread count sheets, or maybe those perfectly sparkling infinity pools. But the real foundation of an exceptional guest experience, it's actually built upon flawless professional communication. So today, we're laying out the guest experience blueprint, and we're specifically zeroing in on mastering hospitality English to make sure every single interaction leaves an absolutely stellar impression. So think about this for a second. What is the actual difference between a good hotel and a great one? It's a pretty high-stakes question in this industry. Look, a good hotel gives you a clean place to sleep, but a great hotel, a true five-star experience, that relies almost entirely on how clearly, gracefully, and politely we guide our guests right from the second they walk through the front doors. How we speak to them and how we write to them literally determines whether they feel like just another stranger in a building or a highly honored guest in a seamlessly run establishment. Okay, let's dive into this. Today's blueprint is broken down into three key parts. First, mastering polite imperatives. Second, navigating the hotel layout. And third, crafting professional confirmation emails. Let's jump right in. Part 1, mastering polite imperatives, or in everyday terms, giving clear instructions. Now, you might be wondering, when you're welcoming international guests, you obviously have to direct them efficiently, but how exactly do you give a command without sounding bossy? Have you ever overheard someone say, "You sign here, please?" Or maybe something like, "Please to sign here." Oh man, it's a real cringe moment, right? And it usually just comes from direct translation. The absolute correct structure is simply, "Sign here, please." In English, imperative instructions never, ever include the subject pronoun you, and they never use to. You just take the base verb, and you soften the whole thing up with a simple, "please." And this brilliantly illustrates just how easy the pattern is once you get the hang of it. For actions you actually want the guest to take, just sandwich that base verb with please. Sign this registration card, please. Or please take the lift to the third floor. Now, for things guests need to avoid doing, just pop don't or do not right before the base verb. Like, please don't leave your luggage unattended in the lobby, or don't lose your room key card, please. It's incredibly direct, it's safe, and most importantly, it keeps things exceptionally polite. Moving right along to part 2, navigating the hotel layout, focusing on prepositions of place. A guest should literally never get lost looking for the gym or the spa, right? Your ability to verbally map out the hotel is absolutely vital. So let's build out our mental map, and we'll start with next to or beside. You're going to use this when two spaces share a wall or are just directly side by side. If a guest asks about breakfast and the restaurant shares a wall with your desk, you confidently say, "The breakfast room is next to the main reception desk." It gives them an immediate, crystal clear visual cue. But what if there's a gap? That is exactly where opposite or across from comes into play. You use this when two areas face each other directly, but they're separated by something, maybe a corridor, a street outside, or just a big open lobby space. Imagine a guest steps out of the lift and wants to grab a drink. You simply tell them the bar is opposite the elevators. They instantly know to walk out, look straight across that open hallway, and boom, they'll find exactly what they're looking for. So this brings us to the really crucial point, knowing exactly when to use on. Honestly, this little preposition is arguably the MVP of your hospitality toolkit. It's used specifically when identifying building levels, meaning the floors, or when you're giving directional sides, like left or right. If you're handing over a key card, you'd say your room is on the second floor, or the gym is on the left. Okay, let's pause here for a second because we really need to address a super common trap we hear all the time. People often say your room is in the second floor. Actually, scratch that. It's not just a minor mistake. It completely breaks that polished five-star illusion we're going for. Cement this rule in your mind right now. Floors and sides always, always take on. On the ground floor, on the third floor, on the right. To finish out our spatial map, we gotta look downwards. Under or below is used when an amenity or facility is situated at a lower level, or maybe a subterranean floor. A perfect everyday example is parking. You'd say, the private hotel parking garage is under the building. Master these 4 directional rules, and I promise you, you can confidently guide any guest to any hidden corner of your establishment perfectly. All right, bringing us to part 3, crafting professional confirmation emails. Let's look at the layout. Let's move to and see how this builds. We're shifting gears now from those face-to-face interactions to some real administrative polish. A confirmation email is very often a guest's very first impression of your hotel, so it has to follow a strict professional order. Step 1, a super clear subject line with the exact purpose and the guest's name, like booking confirmation John Smith. Step 2, a formal salutation, Dear Mr. Smith. Step 3, a simple thank you statement acknowledging their business. Step 4, the core booking specifications. And finally, Step 5, any operational restrictions, like check-in times followed by a formal closing.
Let's zoom in on step 4 for a moment, the core booking specifications. This is where clarity is absolutely non-negotiable. You really should be using bullet points and very specific vocabulary to list the technical aspects of the reservation. State the room type exactly, for instance, twin room with sea view. State the dates clearly, from 12th June to 15th June, and always confirm the board specifications, like half board, and briefly explain what that actually means, in this case, breakfast and dinner included. Doing this prevents pretty much any confusion when the guest finally arrives.
Now, what about the overall tone of the email? Look, in our modern, fast-paced world, I know it's incredibly tempting to use casual text shorteners like, thanks for booking, or see you soon, but you absolutely must avoid these. They belong in text messages to your friends, not in luxury hospitality. Stick to formal, polished structures like thank you for choosing our hotel, or we are happy to confirm your booking. This is what guarantees professional excellence in absolutely every document you send out. As we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with something to really chew on. Think about this. In a world full of automated bookings, digital keys, and impersonal self-check-in kiosks, is your communication actually the ultimate luxury amenity? Seriously, anyone can build a nice room with a comfy bed, but the ability to guide, reassure, and truly welcome a guest using flawless, polite English, whether you're face-to-face using the exact right prepositions or via a perfectly structured email, that is something an app simply cannot replicate. Your words are the true 5-star experience. Thank you so much for joining me to master this blueprint today. Keep practicing, and I'll catch you in the next explainer.